see online. Getting into game one, we got MkLeo, T1's own MkLeo versus Middy with her Pac-Man.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. And yeah, it is gonna be Pac-Man versus Byleth, like we originally scouted out. And until Leo decides to go Meta Knight, my Meta Knight plushie is gonna continue taking his nap. So we're gonna please do not yell. He is sleeping. He had a long day at work yesterday.
You're so ready to pull that power up out. All the up Bs are so to be so good. That is a good way to condition any type of pressure that you see coming from Pac-Man, especially when they go for things like cross up, nairs, or fairs. And if they happen to miss, that is going to be a free punish from MkLeo besides just the nair.
Yep, and something that Middy's gonna have to pay mind to is that, you know, most of the time if you're a character you know, below Pac-Man, you have a pretty like free course back down to the stage, but Middy's gonna have to be mindful that you know, characters like Byleth have insane reach and can do stuff like that to where we're even you know, being above you is not a safe place, as Leo has come out the gates very strong right now, Ajax.
Yeah, Leo has been consistently just conditioning and punishing jumps over and over again. There's been multiple times where Middy was just trying their way to just jump, just try and get out of pressure, and up Bs and these up airs have forced her to stay grounded, which is terrible for Pac-Man because they want to get above you to put that fire hydrant out. And you see, again, she's trying to find a cross up there to maybe put it down, but these nairs out of shield are just continuously stopping it.
Yeah, little did the fire hydrant know that MkLeo was a traffic cop, so he can park wherever he wants. Ooh, okay, good use of the up tilt right there on the platform to extend these combos.
I just felt so many Pac-Man players just like pop off because none of them can ever hit those up tilts, but MkLeo can always hit those confirms. When you're by the ledge, you think you got a ledge trap. Absolutely not. You got to be always respecting the idea that that up B can just rip you away.
Yeah, that was a great reversal right there from MkLeo, and you've seen that a couple of times with Byleth as the S-Smash for Middy will get her on the board right there with that first stock. But you've seen the way that MkLeo is able to, like, you know, reverse the situation in his favor. So that's definitely
oh my god!
Jesus Christ, man!
You're literally not allowed to jump. The space is mine. You cannot have it. Like, and one of the things that I'm really liking out of what MkLeo has been doing so far too is that you never want to be near the ledge while fighting Pac-Man. They almost always will have the Galaga ready. They will always have an answer. Speaking of which, just to try and get big damage like so. That is their best opportunity to rack up huge amounts of damage. And MkLeo has been respecting it so far. But at Middy, starting to finally find something to work and utilizing the side B actually to just stop the arrow, get a little bit of health back.
Yeah, no, Middy just trying to get some form of offense generated here. You know, MkLeo almost has Pac-Man into the triple digits here. Great use of that landing fair again to avoid any potential harm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm starting to feel an energy shift. Now that side B is gonna stop the energy shift though, because I was an episode too early. The problem was we're actually still in the filler and the power up wasn't there yet. We're only getting into episode 2 of Frieza's fight. So Middy was starting to slowly change up. The form change was coming. MkLeo finished the episode. Getting into this next one, I think we're going to see a very different Middy. You could see that she started to recognize where she was getting hit a lot, stayed grounded, started to get punishes on Leo, except Leo was able to close it out at the end. But I think you could see that it seemed like she was getting a bit more confident in her options.
No, for sure. You know, those are the sort of adjustments you like to see, especially against these, you know, you see the marquee names like Leo, and, you know, you get a little bit nervous and stuff like that. So, you know, Middy made some necessary adjustments, and, you know, she definitely kept it close near the end there. You know, if she's able to get that last stock off before the side B, you know, killed Pac-Man, then it could be a different story. You never know. Pac-Man's another one of those characters where with the right item layout and stuff, you could potentially get yourself, you know, a lot of damage on deck. But, you know, MkLeo just did a really good job of you know, okie-doking Pac-Man out of those two situations he was able to. So his awareness out of getting follow-ups out of the up B is pretty phenomenal. Like, you don't see them converted with that sort of like consistency.
Yeah, honestly, like, it's just the ridiculous amount of like confidence you need to have when you're fighting against somebody like Leo. Like you said, it may be you may be able to say, yeah, I'll be fine against Leo, but it does get in your head because that tier player is there. But if you can just ignore that, you're in such a good spot because you need to treat everybody like they're beatable. Doesn't matter who the name is attached to it. Middy has already been able to show that a few times tonight, and you see that she's been able to, even though she's getting hit quite a bit on landing still, it's not nearly as bad of a start at as the other game. It seems like she's starting to make some much better choices here in game number 2.
Yeah, and we'll see if the stage of Battlefield is is worth it. Definitely any sort of, again, ground and coverage you can give yourself against a character like Byleth, I will help you, but the up smash doth not care, as that will take that first stock from Pac-Man. And Middy once again finds herself on the back foot here.
Yeah, meanwhile, MkLeo messing up the mid stock waveland flex. Everybody's like, dude, do not jump from that ledge. Great job, excellent job from Leo right there. So many people will just forget that you can get hit from the forward smash by getting up in that trampoline position. However, you're gonna get hit from the forward smash anyways because that bell is gonna get that stun needed to get the KO.
Yep, for the last time, we did not order a giant trampoline. So
please take that off. My credit is not good. I did not pay for this. Please go away. Now, MkLeo not able to break the fire hydrant yet, trying to once again commit a bit of city destruction. But it seems like Middy, I like the way Middy's starting to approach this. And actually just waiting an extra second to commit. But MkLeo still recognizing there wasn't too much beyond that back air.
yeah, no, for sure. And at least keeping things close is all that Middy can ask for right now. MkLeo able to take slight advantage here, and a nice little stall on the wall right there.
I like the way that she adjusted the recovery too, because you very much could just go for the trampoline there. MkLeo looks for you to go for it and then decides to punish you or gets big damage, maybe goes for a trump and finds something there. But she recognized that, danced around it, and now you see MkLeo sees the bell, tries to respect it, tries not to go in too much too. And if she recognizes how he tries to go for defense when a bell is out, she might just straight up read a roll with an F smash.
Yeah, no, all a possibility here, but MkLeo continues to go back to work on the ledge here.
Speaking of that ledge trap that Temple's talked about before, trying to wait a second. Now he's going to dig deep, but she gets the tech and somehow avoids it and also gets away from that.
That was one hell of an exchange right there from both parties. F-Tilt will not secure the stock just yet. MkLeo getting some red lightning of lies. Yeah, never forget, Ajax, the lightning lies to you.
We have discussed this in extreme depth. That is my least favorite mechanic in this game because it never tells the truth. Oh, unfortunate. No. Thinking that maybe Leo was going to stay grounded in shield, but actually jumped into it and doesn't get the punish. But still, at 132, even though you just lost the stock, still plenty good position. Maybe throws it down. No, tries to look for a follow-up on the roll.
Yeah, no, Middy's definitely still in this for the definitely. This is not an undoable deficit.
Yeah, now what do you do here? Like Middy needs to find a KO, possibly maybe a back throw at the ledge. She hasn't really gone for that setup yet. Trying to force some coverage with that bell. And now this is bad. Once Leo starts to get in, this is going to be trouble. She's able to reverse it though.
Okay, oh, that's a regrab, but ooh, great dislodgement of the fire hydrant right there. I don't know if he planned it that way, but it'll look like a line drive in the box score later. So
look, all I'm saying is that 90% of us got hit, and also 100% of us got grabbed right there. MkLeo getting scooped and almost taken for a whole ride up top. I like her fake out, trying to look for a roll coverage, maybe potentially go for a throw at the ledge because he is at high percent, trying to bait it, but Leo just not falling for these traps.
Oh my gosh, the hitbox in the back are almost extending through the bonus fruit.
Yeah, like rocking a hard place is one thing, but it's like you're sitting there trying to go for everything, and that spear just continuously cuts through. It's just so hard to deal with the range of this disjoint. Look at how little Leo has to commit to actually even just giving her room to breathe. He's able to stay in center stage and still pressured her in the middle of that platform.
Ooh, okay. Still refusing to say dead is either party right now. Middy having a rough time getting the stock off of Leo as Leo's gotten through the whole second century mark. But the back throw will secure the stock for Middy, so she still definitely has a wall to climb here. But definitely not impossible, like I said, with the right item layout for Pac-Man. But let's see if MkLeo will give her this chance. The answer is no, because up smash will connect. And that'll be 2-0 in favor of Leo going into game 3 here. So let's see what adjustments you think that Middy can or should be making going into this third game, AJ.
So one of the things that was kind of stressful for her to deal with is that she had quite a few situations where she's trying to set up, but just barely missed the capitalization. I don't think that her game plan so much needs to change in the way that she's approaching things. It's that she just has to close out when she sets up the KO option. She had a couple attempts where she's trying to go for that bell, but ended up going for a grab instead, assuming that he wasn't going to jump and maybe go for a grab, or potentially a couple off stage situations. Like, you don't really want to go against Byleth's up B by dropping down, maybe going for a nair, but maybe putting out a fire hydrant on occasion just to force Leo to have to go far enough away. That way Leo doesn't feel so comfortable on recovery, and you can potentially snap out a jump with a drop down fair at some point. So utilizing ledge traps and finishing the food while also getting a few edge guards that could potentially just make him fear you will work. But I still think she's been playing incredible. It's just that Leo has just been kind of just outclassing in the way that he's been able to recognize her kill setups, which is very frustrating because Pac-Man heavily relies on those.
Yeah, that I think that last game was definitely just like more of a case of unfortunately not being able to find the kill.
Yeah,
like you said, that because going into that last stock, it was a pretty close situation for the most part. So it was just a matter of Leo able to getting an extra 70% out of his stock, at 130 something or whatever. So
yeah, yep. I could see potentially a wider stage too, just because that stage, albeit it seemed like a good idea in terms of being able to navigate around Byleth, maybe go to a high platform, but still got pressured a lot on platforms and the ability to land. So I think maybe a much wider stage, maybe a return to PS2 or a switch up to Pikachu. Here in game number 3, we're seeing a complete switch over on PS2 with more room to work with, but this time it is now Pikachu.
Yeah, that's a plot change for sure. I was not expecting that one. Pikachu definitely opens up a whole different world of possibilities for Middy, in regards to being able to, rack up damage and able to secure kills, especially on a slower character like Byleth, like we mentioned. Characters like Pikachu can definitely feast on stuff like that. But, we'll see if this is a change that Middy needed to get herself back in the game, or if MkLeo will wrap things up here on a trip to top 8.
Yeah, you want to talk about a character that can find a way to zone breaking. That is definitely Pikachu, but also it doesn't, like, a character that could zone break and your defensive habits being read are two different completely things. I've talked about this with the buzz at length. When you get caught conditionally at all of your defensive habits, you are now going to lose. Once Leo gets a hold of the way you want to do things, these nair loops, trying to find a grab, continuing to just put pressure on, recognizes that you're going to jump there, putting the pressure continuously, and Middy has just not been able to find an opportunity to breathe.
Yeah, no, it definitely has not worked out so far. MkLeo is doing a great job just throwing out hitboxes. That's one of the hardest things to do is, in general, just hit Pikachu, because Pikachu is really good at masking its hurt box and stuff like that. So, MkLeo is just doing a great job. Steady diet of what's been working. A lot of, jump nairs when Pikachu gets close. A lot of spacing with fair and back air. There we go, the low fair to the ground. Once again, that move is so good, AJ.
It's such a good spacing tool, and it's like you said, one of the things that Pikachu's so good at is just kind of just pretending that you can hit it, but making it seem like you have an option, and then deciding the quick attack like you have the most confidence in the world directly at an up smash, and not jumping that time, luckily not getting hit by that one either. But once MkLeo has a lead like this, you can just put that hitbox pressure out, you stop the quick attacks, you stop the approach, and now Middy is looking at potentially being 3-0'd here, getting frame trapped once again by Leo. What's the option? Does Leo read it? No, but gets the coverage again with the dash attack.
Okay, getting a small clank right there. Dash attack to at least break zone, but Middy needs to get a lot of work done here. Byleth going, MkLeo going right for the back throw here. Ooh, brother.
Oh my goodness, I expected a potential read on a high recovery with a down air or something right there, but it seems like Leo just trying to go for the safer choice. Middy really, like, now we're getting into the position. I know this is weird to say, but Pikachu at certain points actually struggles a little bit to kill when you have to approach consistently, when you can't get your opponent to come at you. You have pretty much only dash attack, you have throws to thunder, but you have, this is pretty much it outside of low, like, edge guard attempts. Leo has not been caught by a single one.
Oh. Ooh, could be okay. Good recovery there from Middy, but the F tilt at the ledge, that will be all. That'll be all that's written as MkLeo moves on 3-0 into winner's side of top 8. But listen, a valiant effort from Middy. You respect the character change when you're down 2-0 because you recognize that I always say for people that it's always a weird dance of when to go your secondaries. Like there's like, and Haz and I talked about this last week on their commentary block. It's just one of those things where it's like, if you have confidence in both characters, you might as well go for it. Some people will say, it's hard to switch, when you're down 2-0 versus when you're down 1-0 and stuff like that. So, but again, it's up to the player's discretion. Middy has played great so far. Has had a great bracket run up to this point, and unfortunately ran into the wall that